Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Ispire Daab, Diamond Dab of the Day. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Join the family with a subscription, tell your friends, send a like, and I respond to all those comments. We have Sugar and Senior Stoner in the studio today for our topic. Let's get started. How many out there face problems every day? We all do. We all face problems every day. Well, guess what? There are ways that we can solve and overcome any problem, any issue. Let's discuss. Well, when you're faced with a problem, how do you go about solving it? Do we let it overwhelm us? Or do we flex our problem-solving muscles and figure out the best solution? People who throw themselves at their problems often become frantic and confused. They take a haphazard approach to thinking, and then they're amazed when they find themselves floundering and making no progress. But luckily, there are much better ways. So there's a problem-solving process. Let's call it a problem-solving strategy that will strengthen our abilities to find solutions while enabling us to see real progress. Once we begin to execute the problem-solving process, we will no longer fear at the first sign of a problem. Instead, we'll feel confident enough to face it right away. Let's get started. Well, the first thing maybe is to begin with a positive approach. When a problem arises, it's easy to enter panic mode and envision worst-case scenarios. But before you let your mind go there, take a step back and maybe address every problem as simply another situation. It is a challenge that with the right approach, you can handle. Because part of the approach is thinking positively and creatively about the situation. It all starts with thinking positively about the problem. Remember, it's a situation, not a problem. Problems are a fact of life. You can't control when or how they occur, but you can control your attitude. The more positive our language is, the more confident and optimistic we'll be when approaching any complication. We need to define the problem. What exactly is the challenge we're facing? What about that particular situation is causing us stress or anxiety? We must clearly define the problem to resolve it. And not only should we clarify what the problem is, we should also see what caused the problem. If we can't conclude the cause of the problem, we may need to meet with other parties involved to determine the root cause before moving forward. If we're working with a group, it's important to write and rewrite the problem until everyone agrees that the problem is clearly and correctly defined. When the issue is clearly and correctly defined, the solution may be obvious. But you may never find the solution at all if the problem isn't defined. We also need to address the situation from different directions, multiple facets. Geniuses solve issues with out-of-the-box thinking. Think about it. So you need to look at every angle before you offer solutions, because there are often other problems that are affecting the obstacle. And if so, they might need to be addressed first. It can be very easy to have tunnel vision when you're problem solving, but there are usually multiple things that play with any dilemma. Zoom out from the situation so that you can see all the contributing factors to the issue and listen to everyone's point of view. Even meeting with others may be involved in the process so you can offer more brain power to shed light on the problem. You can work together if you have a team to see what issue is affecting, what is affecting it, and how to solve it. And remember, brainstorming solutions help the problem solving. Part of addressing the situation from different perspectives is to come up with not one, but several solutions. There are likely to be multiple solutions to any single problem we face. The first conclusion that comes to mind may not be the best one, but the more you focus, the more solutions we will find. That's why brainstorming all possible resolution is an essential thing to step the problem solving up. As we brainstorm, it's a good idea to consider the ideal solution. So if you were to discover one way to answer every pain point you outlined when you defined the problem, what would it be? What would it accomplish? You see, after brainstorming all the potential solutions, now we ask ourselves, what solution will make the best outcome? Because all you want to do is find the best solution to solve your challenge. Now, not all possible solutions we outline will be a good fit. We'll be able to narrow it down and see which one's most effective. We do this by comparing each of the results with the one you believe to be the most ideal. Which one is best under the current circumstances? What will successfully solve the problem? And after looking at the various approaches, we decide on the best solution for the situation. But always prepare for the worst. Before you jump at the chance to solve a problem with the best fit solution, consider the repercussions of the solution. Now is the time to jump to worst case scenarios. What will happen if the solution fails? You see, knowing the answer to this will allow us to prepare if it doesn't resolve our dilemma. Even if at first we don't succeed, we will have learned something in the end. So don't take it as a failure. Instead, we need to accept it didn't work and try something new. Thankfully, at this point, we'll already have a list of alternative solutions that can help us find the right one. And of course, you need to set a deadline. There's got to be a time frame. When to implement the solution, how long it will take to complete, and when you expect to see results. What actions then would be necessary to meet that deadline? You see, it's important to not only set the deadline, but place standards on how you're going to measure the success. How would we know that we're making progress? How would we compare the success of this solution against the success of another? You see, determining what key performance indicators will allow us to measure the success of our outcome really allows us to set sort of a short-term deadline, if you want. Ultimately, we've got to take responsibility for implementing our decision. Because once you've found the solution you want to use for the problem, consider how it's going to implement the situation if it works or it doesn't. If your outcome doesn't work, it's okay. But it's our job in this situation to accept responsibility. Some of our most creative ideas never transpire because we never carry them out. You see, taking responsibility for the decision doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get implemented. There may be various people or situations involved in the problem, and different jobs and different people require different things to accomplish the solution. But by taking responsibility for the decision that we will ensure that everyone involved knows what job they need to do, when they need to do it by, and how the successful or unsuccessful completion of that job will be defined. Sugar, stop it. She's digging on the carpet. Thank you. And this leads us to solving our problem. It's now time to take action. We execute the solution so we can reach our defined goal and learn what works best. Not every problem will be defined easily. We may encounter additional obstacles, but we can overcome any drawback by tapping into our creative mind and taking action consistently and persistently until we reach the goal. You see, as we work hard, we won't only uncover more solutions, but we increase our development of our capacity to achieve more in the future. And ultimately, at the end of all this, we want to track our results. The first step of a problem-solving process, of course, is to track the results. Check your deadlines, check your KPIs, whatever it is, because you'll now need to know what worked and what didn't. Did you solve the problem? Did you solve it with the approach and time frame you expected? You see, it's uncertainty. It is. I think it's unnecessary to feel overwhelmed and confused when a problem arises. Stress and unhappiness come from how you respond to these things. When we enhance our problem-solving skills, we're going to experience determination when the next difficult situation arrives. While we won't know how to resolve most issues right away, we will know the problem-solving steps we need to take to uncover the best response. Remember, define the problem, determine the cause, define the best solution, take action, and analyze the outcome. And you can follow the same process over and over and over again, no matter what problem you encounter. I truly appreciate every single one out there. I hope you all enjoyed this discussion on problem solving. I'm sure all of us encounter problems from now and then. Sugar, stop digging. Thank you. Sugar, thank you. Stop digging. This has been the Sugar. This has been the Real Senior Stoner. I want to thank everyone for joining me today. Please join the family if you haven't already with a subscription. Tell your friends to subscribe, send a like, and by now you all know that I reply to every comment. Here we go with our Diamond Dab of the day with our high test Ispire Dab. Cheers, everybody. Wow. Zowie. Yikes. Man. What a hit. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Remember, join the family. Send a like, and I reply to the comments. I hope I helped you with your problem solving. Cheers.